Are you afraid of working on watches, not sure what you're doing? I've been there. I've made mistakes.
Bent it.
But don't be afraid, you can do this. I'll show you an easy way to get started with watchmaking, watch modding, or any other type of watch work you want to try. On this episode of Adventures with Time, I'm going to show you step by step how I built my own GMT watch. I was contacted by DIY Watch Club after they saw my video, 5 important items every watch collector should have before they start. In addition to selling watchmaking tools, watch modding components, they sell complete watchmaking kits like this. They offered to provide me one of their watchmaking kits to review. I don't have to return this kit or the resulting watch. No other compensation was provided. Hence the notification at the beginning of this video that this includes paid promotion. The DIY Watch Club includes a lot of different watchmaking kits, including GMT watches, dive watches, dress and pilot watches, and the option to customize the kits. I requested this modding started combo kit, which is a 4-handed GMT watch which comes with 3 different bezel inserts for modding activities. At the time of filming, this DWC D03 kit is offered with a 30% discount coming in at $490 US. I'll leave information in the description how you can get an additional discount through my affiliate link. This watchmaking kit includes all of the basic tools one needs to assemble the watch. Now let me unbox this set so you can see what is provided. Depending on what kit you order, you'll probably get a case like this and an extra box. This case includes all the standard tools and basic parts of the watch, like the case and the movement. In here are the extra customized part, like bezel or dial or anything else that you optionally ordered for the kit. Take a look into this, and you'll see that all the tools here and basic components are over here. Now let me unbox and show you what you get. We got the case, we got the movement, we have the loop holder and the loop, a case back tool, a dust blower, and here is a phone holder so you can watch the instruction videos while you're assembling your watch. Got a case back opening tool, screwdriver, hand prongs. Now in my previous activities, I used more of a tweezer puller for pulling the hands. A nice long nose tweezer, handset. This is the GMT handset, and a wooden poker or scraper or prodder to work on the watch without scratching it. And we get the basic strap. In that extra box, we get these additional bezel inserts, since this is a modding kit. Here is the dial and the loom backplate. This is a sandwich dial that comes with this watch. And we have the 2 bezel holders for the inserts. And the hands. They actually give you 2 sets of hands in case you screw up on them. An additional rubber strap and a set of thumb cots and dial protectors when you're working on the hands. Of course, there are additional tools that one can buy as desired. They also have a deluxe set, which comes in a box rather than this soft case and includes additional tools. Now let me start to assemble the watch. Okay, first step is to disassemble the case so we can put the movement in. Remove the crown, gently pull it out and put that aside. Then we need to open the case back with this tool, sizing it, loosen it up, and then you can open up the case back. And we want to remove the movement holder. That spacer came out. And now we want to install the actual crown stem. You'll see the movement actually winding. The next step is to install this dial spacer, or spring as they call it. Now we need to install the back part of the sandwich dial right through the little stems on the dial. Now you want to put the dial assembly right onto those little pegs. Make sure they're in all the way and just push it down a little. And one of the things we want to do is make sure that the dial is pressed down evenly across the entire movement and it looks okay. Now we want to install the movement assembly into the movement holder. And you'll note I've taken off the rehot so I can place the movement right in there. Gently pushing down on all parts. Now we want to install the hands, starting with the GMT hand. To do that, we'll need a little piece of code that's been provided and the GMT hand set. We want to make sure that the GMT hand and the hour hand will be set exactly at midnight. Pull the crown out all the way to the time setting position and rotate it till we see the date change, which we know will be exactly at midnight. Now I want to pick up this hand and gently place it on the dial at 12 o'clock. Looks pretty good. And now I want to take the handset tool and you want to push it down so that it's all the way. And now we can position the hour hand directly on the 12 o'clock index, making sure it is totally lined up. Now we'll go back to time setting mode and move everything around, making sure that the hands do not touch as they go over one another. Alignment looks pretty good. Now on to the minute hand. For that, we want to set the time so that the hour hand is at the 12 o'clock position, and we'll put the GMT hand down at the bottom so it's out of the way. Get that right on the mark. And we want to pick up our minute hand and loosely place it on the stem, checking that it's on, and we're going to position it so that it's right on 12. Now I'm going to move the hands until they're all at midnight and see how their distance is. They look pretty good. Now it's on to the toughest part, which is the second hand. And luckily they give you 2 of each hand in case you bend anything. Now I check out that all 4 hands move freely, and then place the assembled movement into the case. I replace the gasket seal and then close up the display case back. Now that the case is assembled, I check the functioning at all the crown positions. The last step is to adhere the bezel insert by peeling the backing of the adhesive tape. My previous adventures at replacing the movement on my Seiko Samurai was attempted without any instructions, and I had to obtain all the watchmaking tools and the movements on my own. I'll leave a link to the playlist where I chronicled my efforts at the end of this video. This watch assembly was virtually the same activity. However, here I was supplied with all the parts and tools I needed to complete the project properly, and step-by-step video instructions. These DIY Watch Club kits are definitely a way to get started with your own adventures in watchmaking. You will learn the basics of assembling and disassembling a watch. You will acquire the basic watchmaking tools for any further activities you want to tackle, and you'll end up with a GMT watch. Now some will say you can get all of these watch parts and tools on your own. Yes, you can. But why go to all that trouble? Looking on Amazon, I estimate the tools provided in this kit will cost you about $100. And a Seiko 5 Sports GMT watch, which uses the same movement, cost about $475. Yeah, you probably could get all of this a bit cheaper. But for what you get and the supporting video instructions, I think a DIY Watch Club kit is a good value for the beginning watchmaker. But is the resulting watch any good? Let me give you my assessment. I find this DIY GMT watch to be nicely executed. A 41mm diameter watch with a coin edge bezel that overhangs by about 1mm, 15mm thick with a 47.5mm lug to lug, and a 22mm lug width. There is a sapphire front crystal with a mineral display case back, showing the rather flat Seiko NH34 GMT movement. Although it comes with a 120-click unidirectional GMT bezel, this watch can also be considered a dive watch, given its 200 meters of water resistance. You can always replace the GMT bezel with the diver's bezel you desire. The dial is rather flat, a matte black finish with painted white trim cutouts showing through to the loomed backplate and date wheel. The dial is surrounded by that rehaut with a clean minute track. But overall, the dial is fairly lackluster and not helped, in my opinion, by the logo and kit number under the 12 o'clock position. A bit of color can be added by 2 of the kit bezels. a mostly brushed case with polished chamfered edges to the case and bezel. I think of this watch as a basic affordable GMT diver watch one can get from numerous mainstream and micro brands. Now DIY does offer more lively watch designs if that is to your liking. But if you're a frequent viewer of my channel, you know that watches with bezels, whether divers or GMTs, are my favorite watch type. However, that's not the point of a watch kit for me. This kit offers the opportunity to try your hand at assembling a watch yourself. A resulting watch you might want to consider as a beater or a platform for future modding activities. As my shirt says, this is something you should try as a watch enthusiast. You can do it. If you're not ready to assemble your own watch, you should at least check out the important items that every watch collector should have from the start. And here is my playlist, which chronicles my attempts to replace the movement in my Seiko Samurai. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.